Well, thank you for joining us tonight for this KREM 2 News at Night Report. I'm Cody Proctor. Well, after day 2 of the men's March Madness, there are less than 300 perfect brackets remaining. According to the NCAA, we ended day 1 with only 0.0938% of brackets remaining perfect. And since then, that number's only gotten smaller. After an Illinois victory, there were 249 perfect brackets left. Meanwhile, survive and advance is much easier said than done. After the battle, the Bulldogs or Zags now take on the #1 seed Houston Cougars tomorrow night. KREM 2 Sports Director Andrew Quinn caught up with the team to see how they're preparing for the challenging game ahead.
Well, what an opportunity for the Gonzaga Bulldogs tomorrow. A win would mark a decade of sweetness and their 10th consecutive trip to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. However, if they're going to get there, they have to do something that this program has never done: defeat a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. But one thing is for certain, this team is not ready to end the madness just yet.
I know for me as a senior and the rest of these guys that are seniors, we're not ready to go home yet. So there is a sense of desperation that we're playing with right now, and a big-time chip on our shoulder. Coming in as an 8 seed, we felt we should have been higher than that. But it is a desperation right now, and we're ready to play anybody.
There's a lot on the line tomorrow, but we're not going to add any pressure to ourselves. We're ready for the opportunity, and for a game like this early in the tournament, it's pretty cool. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really good one.
Whenever you get a chance to do something that no one's ever done in this program, is special because everything's almost been done out here. So I think that'd be special for our group of guys, and just to keep playing with these guys and keep moving on and keep moving forward with these guys would be special. So we definitely want to do that.
On the Houston side, legendary coach Kelvin Sampson has nothing but respect for Gonzaga and knows his team is playing one of the top programs in college basketball history.
They're what every program aspires to be. Have that consistency year to year. We've been good in our little bubble, but when you're playing Gonzaga, you're playing one of the elite programs in the history of this game.
The only Cougar who has played Gonzaga before is LJ Cryer, who knows this team is just as good as any he faced in his time at Baylor.
Every time we played them, they've been one of the top teams in the country, so this team is no different. I know they may have had some bumps in the road, but they ended up with an A seed, arguably could have been higher, so yeah, they got a great team.
The Zags know how tough tomorrow's challenge will be.
They're a great team. They play together. They can really score, really defend, and they're tenacious on the boards. Coach Sam does a great job coaching those guys. He's been doing it with past teams in the past also. So you know what to expect, and you know it's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a hard game, but I think we can overcome it.
The rebounding and the physicality, we look to match and exceed that. I feel like St. Mary's and Georgia ultimately have prepared us for the game that we look to play tomorrow.
The action all gets underway here tomorrow at 5:40 p.m. Spokane time. You can catch the game on TNT, but then flip back on over to KREM 2, where we will have all of your Gonzaga post-game coverage and hopefully celebrate yet another trip to the Sweet 16. For now, reporting at Intrust Bank Arena in Wichita, Andrew Quinn, KREM 2 Sports.
Andrew, thank you so much. And every year during March Madness, we hear opposing fans and commentators mispronounce Gonzaga and Spokane. And it happened again this morning during a press conference with Houston's head coach Kelvin Sampson, and he was not about to let that slide. Take a listen.
Didn't you try to get a game with Gonzaga in 2021?
Gonzaga.
It
always burns me up when people say that. It's like calling me Kevin. My name is not Kevin. Same with Gonzaga. They were our neighbors. It's not Spokane, and it's not Gonzaga. It's Gonzaga and it's Spokane.
Now, as it turns out, Thompson is familiar with Gonzaga and the area, as he used to coach at WSU back in the late 80s and early 90s. Now, today, March Madness fans in Wichita took a break from cheering on their favorite team today. Instead, they enjoyed some of the March Madness fan activities. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley brings us more tonight.
I'm in downtown Wichita at one of several fan zones set up for March Madness. It's a lot of fun. There's different booths, food trucks, and games. Now, I do know of a few Gonzaga fans who are still in town, but while I was here today, I also met some adopted Gonzaga fans who are ready to cheer on the Bulldogs.
FanFest at NAFSCAR Park is a perfect spot for a day in the sun.
Just a great opportunity for everybody to get together and have some fun.
Before Saturday's round 2 matchup, fans of all different teams are taking it easy.
He is having a heyday.
With a game of ball tag.
Whoa!
Or a cornhole matchup.
Oh, right in the hole.
It's so fun to be out in our hometown, just hanging out in the beautiful sunshine, playing games.
They may be here rooting for their favorite teams, but on Saturday, some newly adopted Gonzaga fans will be cheering for the Bulldogs. No, not this one. This is Drake's Bulldog.
Go, go, Gonzaga.
Go, Zags!
Ours is done, so we're going to do something else.
Yeah, we'll root for Gonzaga and see what happens.
And they have a strong feeling about Gonzaga's chances.
I see Gonzaga upsetting Houston.
So rest up while you can, longtime and newly adopted GU fans, because on Saturday, the arena will be the perfect spot for a Gonzaga win.
And we do know Gonzaga's Alumni Association is hosting another pre-game gathering just a few hours before Gonzaga plays its second round game, and we'll be checking in with them. Reporting in Wichita, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Amanda, thank you so much. And looking ahead, tomorrow the Zags take on #1 seed Houston at 5:40 p.m. on TNT. Both GU and Houston have some of the longest streaks of making it into the Sweet 16. So whatever happens tomorrow, a major streak will be broken. Be sure to join us on KREM 2, your term is central, before and after the game for the very latest on the Zags. And by the way, there will be some familiar faces also happening tomorrow. Join us for a special edition of KREM 2 News after the Wisconsin versus BYU game. Tim and Thomas will be right here to break down all things March Madness, plus bring you the latest on how the Zags are doing in the tournament with live updates from Wichita. Join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. on KREM 2. And today brought some rain clouds, and it looks like there will be more this weekend. Our forecast always a different type of March Madness for us. So let's send it over now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo for more tonight.
We had a decent round of rain move through town a little bit earlier this evening, and as that rain worked its way in, saw a decent amount of snow up in the mountains, and that snow is going to continue to fall overnight. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories remain in effect through a good portion of the day tomorrow, and that was with all of our moisture teaming in. That moisture is going to come down for another couple hours. Through about midnight, we'll continue to watch that fall across much of the region. Moves up into the mountains as snow tomorrow. Does look like a little wave, but don't worry about any accumulation down below, say, 3,500 feet. It eventually works its way out, and tomorrow we get a mix of clouds and sun. By Sunday, it's a shift back to the wet weather pattern. We're talking widespread rain and snow, and maybe even a few snowflakes here in town. Once again, not worried about accumulation though as that moves through. 50 degrees tomorrow, 47 on Sunday, so no snow is sticking. And on Monday, we're climbing to near 60 as we finally dry out.
In other news tonight, there's some sad news coming out of the boxing world. We are alerting legendary boxer George Foreman has died at the age of 76. His family sharing the news on social media. Nicknamed Big George, he won 2 heavyweight championships, captured the gold heavyweight medal at the 1986 Mexico City Olympics, and fought Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle. He was inducted into both the World Boxing Hall of Fame and International Boxing Hall of Fame. He also served as the spokesman for the George Foreman Grill. Let's go now to your night beat for a quick look at the day's top stories. First up, a woman accused of trying to kill a member of her own family faced even more charges today. Trianne Andrew was arraigned for a second day in a row. Yesterday, she was charged with attempted murder and assault. Today, new charges of evidence tampering and interfering with the reporting of domestic violence were also added. In police reports, Andrew's accused of knocking the victim down, beating her, trying to strangle her, and then going after her with a knife. She's being held on a $500,000 bond. Idaho Governor Brad Little signed a bill restricting displaying political flags or banners at public schools across the state. That includes flags related to political parties, race, sexual orientation, gender, or political ideologies. There are some exceptions listed in the law. Those include the U.S. flag, the Idaho state flag, flags of other U.S. states, and official school flags. The law goes into effect July 1st. And prosecutors plan to introduce a selfie of Brian Kohberger they say was taken hours after the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. You just saw that photo right there. Prosecutors say a surviving housemate described seeing a man with bushy eyebrows inside the home the night of the murders, and the judge will need to decide if Kohberger matches that description. Kohberger's defense argued the witness's description is unreliable and could prejudice the jury. Kohberger is accused in the stabbing deaths of Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin in their off-campus house in November of 2022. And that was a look at your night beat. For more on any of these stories, just head to our website, KREM.com. Well, today, President Trump announced a multi-billion-dollar contract with Boeing. What those plans are coming up. And then later, as wildfires burn across the state of Florida, smoke remains a big issue tonight. We're back in 90 seconds.